21st century learner, I think, is someone that needs to primarily be engaged. Our main thrust has been to try and, I guess, personalise the learning experience, so to find out where they're at and meet them there. Yeah. So we've brought in another qualified teacher into each of our classrooms at years 7 and 8 to provide that much more supported learning environment, and acknowledges the need for students and teachers to build a relationship. So it's become a much more collaborative approach, I think you'd have to say. They're students working collaborative teams, teachers supporting small groups of kids to work on projects and skills. The key bit to it is the planning that takes place beforehand. With the 2 teachers in the classroom and the group of students, we've got a ratio of 1 to 15. So it means that we have a better awareness, firstly, of all of the individuals in the class, and someone's there more quickly to be able to meet their learning needs when they crop up. But also the key bit with the learning mentor is that they actually go to the range of classrooms across their learning program. So the learning mentor will see them in English and maths and science and history and geography, and so they know what those common learning issues are for them across the board. I guess one of the key elements in thinking about the design of this space was that we are very conscious that the most powerful learning for students often took place outside the box of the classroom. The feedback from the kids was certainly, well, we enjoy our learning more when we're not just sitting in a row doing textbook-driven learning, but in fact interacting more broadly with the world. You know, there's still a place for structured, delivered, tight learning experiences, but also then to be able to broaden out the offering and differentiate it, if you like, so that they have access to a range of different learning experiences as a result of interacting more broadly outside the classroom experience through, you know, we do it a lot of excursions which take the students outside the classroom, capture things digitally through digital photographs and grabs and all that sort of stuff, and then bring it back and compile it and reflect on the learning back here. By necessity has to be technologically rich so that students can access all of those Web 2 type technologies that they're wanting to deal with. So it's got to give them the flexibility to be able to draw on technology. It's also, we feel, needs to be open enough to be able to encourage collaboration and dialogue and working in small groups and working in interest groups. And one of the features of our space here is that we have a number of shared learning spaces. Every classroom has access to hardwired computers, laptops that we can pull in on trolleys on an as-needs basis. And then we've got data projectors and DVD and sound and so forth in each classroom. So without the technology, obviously you can't do any of this stuff. So it's necessary to have a good spread of technology throughout the organisation, but then importantly to support it with the know-how and the professional learning time for teachers to sit down and become familiar with it. It's making us think again about pedagogy because there are new opportunities available to us now that weren't there before. And so as soon as you move away from a textbook-driven approach and into the world that is opened up to you when you access all of this technology, it certainly does change the way we're delivering the program. For us here has been designed as a response to the sort of pedagogy that we've been wanting to deliver. Our spaces here in this building are all wireless, and consequently that gives us the flexibility to move around the space and use different sorts of technology in it. But they certainly support that collaborative nature of learning experience that we were talking about, and because of the amount of glass in the building, the visibility for teachers to be able to have students working in different parts of the building is really important for us, and certainly gives us the flexibility that we're after. We've learnt from this space is just how a little extra space in the learning environment, it makes for a much calmer, more well-suited space to collaborative learning. We've just ramped up further the wireless capabilities to give us potential for, in the future, every student to be and staff member to be logging on simultaneously with their personal device, of whether it's a laptop computer or a PDA or whatever it happens to be down the track. So the wireless capability is, we think, key to this setting up these new spaces, and it's also been about just that not knowing the future too, so building it with a design in mind to be as flexible as possible, so that come any new innovation that comes along, we have the framework to be able to make use of that.